Before we begin, please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the following content has been exaggerated or taken out of context. These statements were made under oath by the prosecution and defense teams. Specifically, Frank Piazza and Bryana Bongolan on June 4, 2025, during the ongoing trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Some terminology has been censored or modified to comply with YouTube's community guidelines. What you're about to read is a faithful narrative adaptation of those testimonies, as observed by a courtroom reporter from Inner City Press via XCOM. Remember, all parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Proceed at your own discretion. The government first called expert witness Frank Piazza to the stand. When asked about his occupation, Piazza confirmed that he works in legal video and audio analysis. He stated he has testified numerous times before, mostly in criminal matters and occasionally in civil depositions. His credibility as an expert was quickly established, having been qualified around 50 times before. Upon further questioning, Piazza said he had worked for the Southern District of New York approximately 50 to 100 times, but clarified that this volume of work does not affect his objectivity. He, in fact, works 75% of the time for defense teams. When asked about payment, he disclosed his hourly rate was $295. Piazza was then asked about his analysis of cell phone and surveillance video footage related to the case. He explained the concept of frame rate, noting that frames per second, FPS, affects the amount of visual data per second of footage. He specified that the cell phone video under scrutiny was shot on an iPhone 6 at 30 FPS, and he verified it had not been tampered with. Therefore, his conclusion was that the video was authentic. Turning to the surveillance footage, Piazza noted some complications. Although the system was set to 30 FPS, the actual rendering occurred at only 22 FPS, causing the video to play back faster than real-time. This discrepancy required correction through software-assisted frame counting. Piazza was clear that the surveillance videos were not altered, but he did point out that the video stream was corrupted in some parts. He explained that this corruption occurred within the stream's structure, specifically the GOP, or group of pictures. He elaborated that static elements in a scene are not re-recorded unless they move, a standard trait of security systems designed to optimize storage. A 55-second portion of the video was played for the courtroom. When asked about pixelation, Piazza confirmed that while it was present, it did not indicate manipulation. The camera's motion activation feature, he added, could cause timestamp errors, because it only begins recording when movement is detected. Piazza then reviewed footage frame by frame, highlighting a moment when a male figure appears seated and partially ghosted by another figure due to delayed motion detection. He confirmed the file was corrupted at that point. At the prosecution's request, Piazza compiled a video to track individual movements throughout the incident. This video included multiple camera angles with black screens denoting transitions. The first 30 seconds were played. Piazza described the male figure running down a hallway, pushing the female to the ground, and dragging her while holding a glowing cell phone. In a mirrored reflection, the male appeared to pick up a vase and throw it at the woman. The woman then re-emerged carrying a duffel bag, followed by a security officer. The male was seen walking away, phone to his ear. Piazza affirmed that the video was accurate and complete based on what he had received. The trial then focused on sealed video files labeled PX2001 to PX210. These were recovered from a user account named Frank Black on a device reportedly handed over by a party named Casandra Ventura. Piazza explained that his role here was to enhance the audio components of the videos, which were originally created between 2012 and 2014. These enhanced videos were admitted into evidence without objection. During cross-examination, Piazza explained that the surveillance footage came from the building's native camera system. He stated that the U.S. Attorney's Office provided him with the video files, though he was unsure who had originally given the footage to the government. When confronted with notes suggesting he called the system cheap, Piazza responded that he didn't recall making that statement, but admitted it may have been a casual remark. Exhibit 10, C103 was then played. Piazza acknowledged a 2-minute gap in the footage. He explained that some of the missing time resulted from system buffering, and other portions were lost due to motion-activated delay. He pointed to a segment at 11:02 showing the male entering the elevator bank. Piazza emphasized that timestamps jumped inconsistently due to recording lag. At 11:28, the female was seen picking up a house phone before a visible cut in the footage occurred. Piazza broke the segment down frame by frame, stating that the male figure had already separated from the female, likely triggered by a dropped bag that activated the system. He confirmed a 10-second jump and a 5-second offset between two camera feeds. When asked about a ghost-like figure, Piazza explained it appeared in the surveillance video, but was not captured in the lower-quality cell phone recording. He reiterated that despite such quirks, the footage reliably represented the events. Next, the government called witness Bryana Bongolan to the stand. She confirmed she also goes by Bana and works in fashion design. When asked about her experience with Sean Combs, she stated that he once held her over a 17th-story balcony. When asked about lasting effects, she described suffering from night terrors and waking up in the middle of the night. The prosecution then asked about a person named Casandra Ventura, better known as Cassie. Bryana confirmed she met Cassie in 2013 through work at Young and Reckless, later reconnecting at Diamond Designs. Bryana described Cassie's relationship with Combs as volatile and admitted she initially didn't want to meet him, especially after seeing Cassie with a black eye. Eventually, Cassie persuaded her to meet Combs. Bryana admitted to doing some design work for him. When asked where Combs lived, she said she believed it was in Beverly Hills. The defense quickly objected to this as speculative, and the judge sustained the objection. The prosecution then asked if she knew the street name, to which Bryana replied, 200 South Mapleton. The witness began by recounting a chilling encounter. That was his name. We thought we'd made some art. She paused, her voice strained. Puff came up close to my face and said, I am the devil, and I could kill you. When asked if she was using drugs that day, she admitted, probably, ecstasy or something like that. Despite the threat, she continued to see Mr. Combs. Why? The prosecutor asked. I don't know, she replied, almost to herself. She hadn't mentioned that threat in her first meeting with the government. When pressed on why, the defense immediately objected and the judge sustained it. The conversation then turned to the balcony incident. She recalled being there with Cassie and her then-girlfriend. We were sleeping on the couch, doing drugs. I don't remember exactly what drugs, she said. When Mr. Combs arrived, she took her girlfriend into the bathroom. Why? The prosecutor asked. I didn't want to expose her to what I saw coming. Then she went out to the balcony. I was lighting, or about to light, a blunt. That's when Mr. Combs came up behind her, lifted her up and placed her on the balcony railing. Asked to demonstrate how he held her, she showed the jury using her own body. She estimated she weighed about 115 pounds at the time. What did Mr. Combs yell at you? The prosecutor asked. He screamed, You know what the you did? I said back, I don't know what the I did. She said he repeated that line multiple times. Then he threw me onto the balcony furniture, she said. At the time, she didn't know if she was injured. Cassie reportedly said something like, Did you just hang her over the balcony? Then someone said Cassie's girlfriend was still in the house. Mr. Combs left, and so did she. I wanted to shower. I felt disgusted. Later, she discovered a massive bruise on her leg with what looked like a piercing in the middle. She also experienced back and neck pain. The prosecutor showed her a photo and asked if it accurately depicted her leg. Yes, she confirmed. She called a manager who advised her, If you're scared of anything else, just go to a chiropractor. She went, but didn't tell the chiropractor who had done it. They asked, but I just paid and took the neck brace. The neck brace was visible in a photo also submitted as evidence. She was asked if she ever confronted Mr. Combs about the incident. I said, I don't want any problems with you. He didn't say anything back. The last time she saw them was January 2nd, 2018. How do you remember that date? The prosecutor asked. I tattooed it on myself. It's the day I decided to get sober. It was during a New Year's trip to Miami at the First Road Hotel. Puff Cassie and I did 8 hours of ketamine together. She confirmed that Cassie later included the balcony incident in her legal complaint, but clarified that Cassie had remembered some facts wrong. It wasn't at a hotel. she said, and Tiffany was there. Had she discussed her testimony with Cassie? No. She said she still had nightmares and recently screamed in her sleep again. She had hired a lawyer in January 2024 regarding the balcony incident, but not everything was shared during her first meeting with the government. Her lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, sent multiple demand letters to Mr. Combs requesting a high sum of money. He picked the amount. I didn't approve those letters. They were wrong. I let him go. Asked if anyone reached out to her, she mentioned Tiffany, Cassie, and Rob Holliday, the producer. Was he friends with Mr. Combs? The prosecutor asked. Yes. At that point, the defense asked for a sidebar, but when proceedings resumed, she confirmed that Holliday told her he was calling on Puff's behalf. When asked about the nature of the offer, the defense objected and the judge sustained it. How did you feel during the call? The prosecutor asked. I declined the offer, she said. The defense called her response non-responsive, and the judge sustained. She never spoke with Holliday again. Regarding the lawsuit, did you write it? No. How much are you requesting? $10 million, she said. That ended her direct examination. Cross-examination began with the defense confirming she had legal immunity, provided her statements were truthful. Who decides if you're lying? They asked. The prosecutors, she replied. She confirmed she was a graphic designer, worked with Cassie, often at her house. They collaborated on t-shirt designs, and at one point, she suggested a poolside photo shoot with Cassie wearing only a shirt. That wasn't the original idea, but she acknowledged it happened. Their relationship grew closer. They partied together and did many drugs. What did marijuana make you feel? Hungry. Ecstasy? Uplifted. Gee. Like alcohol, but worse. I'd throw up. They also smoked what she called a cocoa puff, a blunt laced with cocaine and weed. She admitted she and Cassie had a serious drug problem. Did you sell drugs to her? A lot. Hundreds of pills? Yes, they were hers. When asked to name her drug dealers, she hesitated. I don't know if I can. The defense brought up her clothing brand failing at Diamond Supply Co. They didn't understand the vision, she said. She affirmed she considered Cassie a close friend, but didn't meet Mr. Combs until a year into their friendship in 2016 at a dinner at his house. He was standoffish, she said. She admitted to speaking with Deontay Nash after his testimony, though not about the content. She confirmed hiring Tyrone Blackburn to seek justice, though the defense pressed her, your definition of justice is suing Mr. Combs for money. She didn't respond directly. When Cassie filed her lawsuit in November 2023, she and the witness were still working together. Again, the prosecution requested a sidebar. Returning to the balcony incident, the defense pointed out Cassie said it happened at a hotel, while the witness had said it happened at an apartment. She pushed back. Cassie said it wrong. It wasn't a hotel. She didn't recall Cassie denying the balcony story. The defense asked her to read from a document to refresh her memory. She conceded she and Cassie had talked about who was present and when, though the timeline was uncertain. At one birthday party, she recalled Mr. Combs allegedly throwing a knife, but wasn't sure how he got in. Are you telling the truth? The defense pressed. The prosecution objected. Sustained. Didn't you tell the government there were knife fights, plural? I don't remember. The defense read from her statements. The courtroom returned to the I could kill you statement. The defense pointed out that her demand letter placed that quote during the balcony incident, though now she claimed they happened at different times. He did both, just not at the same time. She met with the government on January 18, 2024, and didn't mention that statement at first, but it appeared in later letters. She was asked if drugs had impacted her memory. They're expensive, she said. I don't remember running out of money, but yes, we had a drug partnership. Cassie would pay, I'd go buy. She met with the government on May 25th and June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. That's this week, the defense pointed out. I'm not good with dates, she said. The defense questioned the accuracy of her memories. Whether she said she was smoking a cigarette or a blunt, whether she remembered Combs charging at her or groping her. I don't remember. Didn't you tell them 2 days ago that you couldn't remember what happened on that balcony? I don't remember. The drugs, she admitted, included Molly and G. That's a lot of drugs. Not all in one night. And that concluded the day's testimonies in the Sean Diddy Combs trial.